The Good, the Bad, and the Spooky by Jory John and Pete Oswald.
I'm in a bad mood. A bad mood. Oh yeah, it's true. You want to know why I'm feeling so crummy right now? Huh? Do you? Well, it's Halloween, which is my favorite holiday. I wait all year for this very evening. But listen to this. I don't have a costume yet. Look around. Nothing works. What a travesty. Ah! I promise I didn't wait until the last minute. I've been thinking about costumes for weeks, and I honestly gave it my best shot. For instance, I've already tried dressing up as a ghost. I can't see. And a vampire. I can't talk. And a robot. I can't move. Everything looks so uninspiring. It turns out that putting together a perfect, original, show-stopping costume is basically impossible. Halloween used to be so much fun. My friends and I would all get dressed up together. Oh, the memories. One year, we were a rock and roll band. The next year, we went as our favorite condiments. Oh, and then there was the time we went as a carton of eggs. We were cracking up all night. But things changed, as they often do. Time marched on. We all got a little older, a little more independent. And I just can't shake the feeling that everybody, and I mean everybody, is going to outdress me this year. After all, I live on a sunflower in a field where everyone takes Halloween very seriously. Very seriously. You have no idea. No idea. See? How can I compete with that? And that? And that? And what the heck is that? I just can't stand it. And that's why I'm in a bad mood. A bad mood. With a bad attitude. Sheesh. There's only one thing I can think of that will even things out. I need to trick everybody into thinking Halloween has been postponed until tomorrow night. Yeah, then I'd have a bit more time to get my costume together. Excuse me, out of my way, please.
Oof.
Coming through. Hey!
Well, I never.
Pardon me. Seed on a mission here. Attention, everybody. Let's see. There's a big thunderstorm on the way. That's right, a storm. And so, squirrels. A herd of seed-eating squirrels is racing towards us. Yikes! Watch out, squirrels and rain and thunder. Not a good combination. So for your safety, please head home this instant. We'll resume Halloween tomorrow night.
Gosh.
That sounds spooky.
Bummer.
There, that should do it. No more competition, no more hurt feelings, and most importantly, no more costumes. What a relief.
I beg your pardon.
Yes, what is it?
If I may be so bold, it seems like you're not enjoying yourself this evening. As a fellow seed, in fact as a pumpkin seed, I know all about the pressures of Halloween. But listen, Halloween is about more than costumes and candy, Mr. Seed. It's about crunching through the autumn leaves. It's about decorations. It's about togetherness. And it's about community. Look around. This is all supposed to be fun.
But
nobody really cares what you're wearing. We're just here to have a good time. Look at us. We made these costumes in about 5 minutes, and we're having a blast. Just something to think about. Goodbye, Mr. Seed.
Sheesh. Is it possible that I've overreacted? Have I made too big of a deal out of something trivial? I suppose I have been taking my bad mood out on everybody else today. Maybe nobody's really paying attention to my costume. Perhaps Halloween doesn't need to be a competition after all. Huh. I've made a big mistake, but maybe it's not too late. Attention, everybody, me again, and I have some good news. Halloween is back on. There's no storm after all, and there are no squirrels barreling towards us. This was all a big trick. Get it? Ha ha! You may continue getting treats now.
Yay!
Hooray!
It's candy time!
I've made a big decision. I'm going to worry less about things that don't really matter. Not just on Halloween, but on other days too. I just needed somebody to talk some sense into me. Now I'm not in such a bad mood anymore, and I don't have such a bad attitude anymore. As for my costume, well, I'll figure something out. Later that same evening, hello again. Check it out. I'm a squirrel. Pretty spooky, right? Boo! And, if you have the space, I'd love to join you. Of course. You see, it doesn't take much to have a good time on Halloween. Whee! Well, Mr. Seed, I'm glad you finally got into the spirit of Halloween, and we haven't gotten to the best part of the night yet. Take a look around. Wow, now this is a treat for everybody. Indeed, Mr. Seed, indeed. Happy Halloween to us all. The end. Thanks for watching, and happy Halloween.
The Crayons Trick or Treat. Drew Daywalt, Oliver Jeffers. The crayons are ready for Halloween. They can't wait to fill their bags with treats. You know what you're supposed to say on Halloween, right?
Of course we do.
Orange knocks on the first door.
Give us your candy, lady.
I'm naked.
What? Okay, that was all kinds of wrong.
Not to mention confusing. It's a holiday, you guys. Think holiday. Now let's try that again.
Okay, we got this.
Yeah, no problem. Green knocks on the next door.
Merry Christmas.
Happy American Cheese Month.
Happy birthday.
I'm naked.
Okay, it's Halloween. And we have to be polite too.
Oh, polite. Okay, we get it now.
Gray knocks on the door after that.
Happy Halloween, please?
I'm naked. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Points for good manners, I guess.
It's a scary holiday, everyone.
Oh, scary. Okay, I got this one.
White knocks on the door.
Boo!
That's not quite what I meant.
It was close, though.
Gray steps forward again. Wait! Repeat after me. Trick or treat.
There we go.
The crayons all knock on the door.
Trick
or treat!
And also,
Boo!
Little Blue Truck's Halloween. Written by Alice Shirtle, illustrated by Jill McElmurray. Little Blue Truck and his good friend Toad are going to a party just down the road. Beep, 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 says Little Blue. It's Halloween. You come too. Who's that in a tutu, striking a pose, up on the tiniest tips of her toes? Under the mask, who do you see? Quack, says the duck. It's me, it's me. Who's this clown with a big red nose and a cap that jingles wherever he goes? Under the mask, who do you see? Bah, says the sheep. It's me, it's me. Who's this queen with a golden crown and sparkling jewels and a velvet gown? Under the mask, who do you see? Moo, says the cow. It's me, it's me. What scraggly hair, what funny teeth. Who is hiding underneath? Under the mask, who do you see? Oink, says the pig. It's me, it's me. There's a fancy feather on the pirate's hat. Who's dressed up in a hat like that? Under the mask, who do you see? Cluck, says the hen. It's me, it's me. A dragon's head and dragon wings. Who's that wearing those dragon things? Under the mask, who do you see? Neigh, says the horse. It's me, it's me. Croak, says Toad. There's just one more. Has anyone seen this ghost before? Off comes the sheet. It's you-know-who. Little Blue Truck says beep, beep, boo. That Monster on the Block by Sue Gans Schmidt. Illustrated by Luke Flowers. Somebody was moving into Vampire's old house today. The house was dark and dreary, one of Monster's favorites on the block. Maybe the new neighbor would be an ogre, and Monster would be invited to swim in his mucky, murky swamp. Or a greedy goblin with piles of gold to jump into, right up to Monster's snout. No, wait! Maybe it was a dastardly dragon. Monster loved a good greasy barbecue. Inside, Monster worked on his welcome growl. Greetings. Great to meet you. He peered at the polka-dotted van. The movers took out a trampoline, toted trunks, and unloaded a unicycle. Then, out popped Monster's new neighbor. Big floppy shoes, wild orange hair, and a round red nose. It was a clown? A clown! And that clown was cartwheeling across the yard. Monster picked up the phone and called Zombie. Our new neighbor is a cartwheeling clown, said Monster. Said Zombie. Just what I thought too, said Monster. There goes the neighborhood. Did you see that clown? Right on our block, said Monster. Roar, said Yeti. I agree 100%. Clowns are creepy, said Monster. There's a clown living among us, said Monster. Ah! Ah! said Mummy. Yes, said Monster. Before you know it, there will be more. Monster did not welcome Clown to the neighborhood. Nobody did. So Clown went around to introduce himself. Clown called. Monster did not answer. Neither did the neighbors. Clown left notes along with surprises. Do come by and clown around. Your new neighbor and friend, Clown. Zombie got a delicious cake. Monster got a can of delightful worms. Yeti got a bouquet of flowers. And Mummy got a... Clown sat on his porch. He sat and waited and sat. No one came around. But Clown couldn't stay down for long. He put on a happy tune, gave his house a makeover, and popped up a tent. Monster called a neighborhood meeting. This is out of control. And so was the meeting. I will scare him away, Monster declared. So at midnight, Monster made a terrible clatter, played his spookiest music, and let out a mighty... He even scared himself a little. But Clown didn't hear any of it. He was out. Zombie's two-headed cat was stuck in a tree. Clown got him down. Yeti lost one of her dancing shoes, so Clown brought her a new pair. They fit perfectly. And when Mummy's sheets flew away, Clown brought them back. The next day, circus music woke Monster from a wonderfully awful nightmare. Monster called the neighbors for another meeting, but nobody answered. It's time for me to have a word with that bozo. That music, it was quite catchy. A warm, buttery smell made Monster drool. Welcome, greeted Clown. You're just in time for the cartwheeling class. You're all hanging around with this clown? Roar! Hollered Yeti. He's fun for the neighborhood? Said Monster. Shouted Zombie. And 0% creepy? Said Monster.
Ah!
Waved Mummy. Oh, floggerbogger, said Monster. Fine. I'll unwind a bit and give him a chance. Clown helped Monster take on the trapeze, ride the unicycle, and master the cartwheel until the sun settled down. That Clown, he was more fun than a barrel of popcorn. The next day, Monster called Clown. Could you join us Sunday for sludgeberry swirl scones and tea? Asked Monster. Yes, I'm sure I can juggle it, said Clown. That Sunday, as Monster poured the tea, a moving van pulled onto the block. Another new neighbor, grumbled Monster. Out popped a unicorn. A rainbow-loving magical unicorn? Monster growled. Unicorns! He turned to his neighbors. Do they eat scones? Asked Monster.
Pig the Monster by Aaron Blabby. Pig was a pug, and I'm sorry to say, on Halloween night, he'd get carried away. Hungrily drooling, he'd lurch through the streets, a monstrous rampage for treats, 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 treats! Treats, he would bellow. It's Frankenstein's pup. He'd grab a whole basket and scoop it all up. Treats, he would drool, a zombified bumpkin. And if you resisted, he'd upturn your pumpkin. Yes, if you were stingy, well, Pig would be miffed, and then he'd be vengeful, and vengeance was swift. He'd egg your front door, an egg-hurling dragon, then set about fixing your little red wagon. If Pig felt shortchanged and his hopes had been dented, it filled him with feelings that had to be vented. Terrible tricks would be briskly invented, Shenanigans like this could not be prevented. He ruined the evenings of those he tormented. The scale of his payback was unprecedented. He got satisfaction, he never relented. "Your treats will be mine," he cried, wholly demented. Wild in his triumph, the mummy unhinged. He laid out his plunder and frantically binged. Tearing through candy, a gluttonous goblin, he didn't think about what he was gobbling. "Dogs can't eat chocolate," cried someone quite clever. "Dogs choke on chocolate." He's no fool, that Trevor. Pig spluttered foully. "Ah, Wiener, don't nag." Then breathed in that chocolate and started to gag. Quick-thinking Trevor, that wonderful hound, he snatched up Pig's ankles and swung him around. With a whoosh and a whirl, he windmilled that lug, a fast-spinning dachshund, a chocolate-filled pug. And soon enough, all that sugary gloop was loosened up nicely, a warm chocolate soup. "Watch out!" cried Trev, but the crowd was dumbstruck as gallons of Halloween goo came unstuck. These days it's different, I'm happy to say. Pig's Halloween harvest, a modest buffet. He respects people's homes, and he shares out his booty. His generous spirit, a real thing of beauty. He really is nicer, and much kinder too. An old dog learned new tricks? Well, who'd have thought? Boo!
Grumpy Monkey, Don't Be Scared. Written by Susan Lang, illustrated by Max Lang. It was Halloween in the jungle, the spookiest night of the year. But it was also a night for treats. So Chimpanzee and his friends braved the dark in the hope they might get some good ones. As they walked, Jim noticed how different everything looked at night. The trees looked eerie, and he kept hearing a strange knocking sound. Knock, 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 knock. What's that noise? Asked Jim.
There are lots of night noises in the jungle,
said Porcupine.
Don't be scared.
I'm not scared, said Jim.
The only thing I'm scared of,
said Leslie the giraffe,
is not getting any treats.
Suddenly, a creepy cackling could be heard. Just another night noise? Gulped Jim.
Someone should look behind the tree,
said Norman.
Not it,
shouted Leslie.
Not
it, echoed Jim, Norman, and Warthog.
I'll do it,
said Porcupine. She walked closer to the tree. And closer.
Be careful,
called Warthog.
It's just Hyena,
Porcupine said.
Don't be scared.
I'm not scared, said Jim.
Happy Halloween,
called Hyena, tossing treats to Jim and his friends. The sky grew even darker. Suddenly, something slimy wrapped itself around Jim's leg.
Something's got Jim!
Warthog screamed. Ah!
It's just Aardvark, said Porcupine. Don't be scared.
I'm not scared, said Jim.
I am,
said Warthog.
Pleased to meet you, and a very good Halloween to you all,
Aardvark said, giving them some treats. The friends continued their walk. The wind whistled. Jim shivered. It's getting late, he said. Maybe we should go home.
I could do with a few more treats, said Norman.
Me too, said Porcupine. I haven't gotten anything I like.
Tell me about it, said Warthog.
More like, smell me about it,
said Leslie.
Who farted?
She who smelt it dealt it, declared Warthog. The smell was getting stronger. It smelled like rotten eggs mixed with old cabbage soup and armpits. It made Jim's eyes water.
That's no fart,
said Norman. What is it? Asked Jim.
It's just Polecat, said Porcupine.
Pole what?
Asked Warthog. Polecat,
said Porcupine. He's a night animal,
Don't be scared.
said Leslie. I'm not scared, said Jim. Actually, said Porcupine, you should be a little scared. Don't come in my house, shouted Polecat, spraying the stinkiest liquid Jim had ever smelled. Run! Screamed Warthog. That was close, said Norman.
You bet your butt it was.
Said Leslie. Jim looked around. It was so dark that he had no idea where they were. And then they heard the knocking sound again. Knock, 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 knock. But in the deep dark, Jim couldn't tell where the sound was coming from. Knock, 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 knock. Don't be scared, said Porcupine. It's just night noises. I'm not scared, squeaked Jim. Suddenly, 2 glowing eyes flashed overhead.
I,
Screamed the eyes, which seemed to be darting all around. Jim couldn't take it anymore. The cold, the dark, the smells, the noises, it was all too much. I'm scared, he screamed. I'm really, really scared. Jim felt something tap his shoulder. Don't be scared, a little voice said.
I'm Ai. The knocking and screaming were me. I was knocking on trees, looking for bugs to eat. You and your friends startled me, so I screamed.
I guess we both got scared, said Jim.
It's okay,
Said Norman.
everybody feels scared sometimes.
Here, have some Halloween treats,
Said Ai. Finally, some good treats, said Warthog. Jim and his friends shared the yummy treats. They took turns scaring one another.
Boo!
Shouted Leslie from behind a tree. Boo! Shouted Porcupine, popping out from under a pile of leaves. It was a spooky good time. Cold, dark, noisy, and smelly. P.U. Treats, said Polecat. The end. Thanks for watching, and have a happy Halloween. Don't forget to like and subscribe. How to Catch a Witch. Alice Walstead and Megan Joyce, based on designs by Andy Elkerton. We happily dressed in our costumes with care, getting ready for trick-or-treat night. What we yet didn't know was who else had a plan for Halloween mischief to give us a fright. The pumpkins were carved and lit from within as we walked in the crisp autumn air. We started to notice ghosts, ghouls, and goblins popping up over here, there, and everywhere. But there aren't enough kids living in our town to account for this many creatures. Some of these beings just might be real. Take a look at all their weird features.
Time to floss, bump, and boogie.
Up very high was a witch in the sky. On her broom she had invites to carry. With a wave of her hand, the music began. When dancing, the ghost looked less scary. We figured out that the witch brought the creatures, so we set up traps for a Halloween prize. We have to catch her to send all the ghouls back. It won't be easy because this witch is wise. Beyond catching the witch, there's candy to get. Chocolates and sweets, big and small. If the tricks, treats, and traps all fall in line, this spooky night we might have it all. She likes spiders, and maybe their webs can help out. The witch could get stuck on the floor. Hang on a second. Wait just a minute. Do we have more kids than before? This witch is clever and brought lots of friends. We need far better traps before this night ends. Zombies, dinos, ghosts, wolves, and more. monsters everywhere and one in a pool. We can't catch them all in just one night. Better trap the witch before ghouls rule my school. This is getting serious. We're running out of time. Do witches even stop for roadblocks? Sure hope she falls for a tunnel of tricks. We need to return our dad's toolbox. The witch stops her boogie to come and explore, wondering what tricks are inside. She's wise to the trap and summons some help, sending a bat in first as her guide. We watch the boat to see when to start. She skipped the boat and just used her broom. Makes sense, we guess. Why wouldn't she fly? We had no idea that thing had such zoom. The dance party had hit the finale at last. Each dancing monster started to cheer. There's no doubt about it, we have to admit, this witch threw the party of the year. Then, just when we thought it was over, and all the goblins were with us forever, the witch opened a portal and they left in a flash. As a party hostess, she's welcome whenever. Happy Halloween! See you next year! The end. Thanks for watching. At the Old Haunted House by Helen Keatman, illustrated by Nate Ragg. At the old haunted house, in a room with no sun, lived a warty green witch and her wee witchy one. Spell! Cried the witch. Poof! Cried the one, and they both practiced spells in the room with no sun. One little witch. One. At the old haunted house, where a cold draft blew, lived a big ma monster and her wee monsters too.
Stir!
Called the ma.
We stir!
Cried the two, and they whirred and they stirred while the cold draft blew. Two little monsters. 1, 2. By the old haunted house in the dead hollow tree lived a scrawny black cat and her wee kittens 3. Scratch! Cried the mother. Meow! Cried the 3, and they scratched and they growled in the dead hollow tree. 3 kittens. 1, 2, 3. At the old haunted house with the squeaky old floor lived a green paw goblin and his wee goblins 4. Dust! Called the paw. We dust! Said the 4, and they spread lots of dust on the squeaky old floor. 4 little goblins. 1, 2, 3, 4. At the old haunted house where scary things jive lived a ma werewolf and her wee wolfies 5. Howl! Cried the ma. Aroo! Wailed the 5, and they yowled and they howled where scary things jive. 5 little werewolves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the old haunted house, in a vault made of bricks, lived a papa vampire and his little vamp 6. Show fangs! Papa cried. Hiss! Went the 6, and they snarled and they shrieked in the vault made of bricks. 6 little vampires. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. At the old haunted house, teaching a lesson, was a hairy mom bat and her bitty bat 7.
Deep dive!
Cried the mom. Flip flap! Went the 7, and they dipped and they dove in their dip diving lesson. 7 little bitty bats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. By the old haunted house near the graveyard gate lived a spooky dad ghost and his wee ghosties 8.
Hunt!
Cried the dad. Boo! Cried the 8. And they booed and they floated through the graveyard gate. 8 little ghosts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. At the old haunted house, half covered with vines, lived a mummy mommy and her wee mummies 9. Mix, called the mommy, wee mix, called the 9, and they stirred and they mixed in the house with the vines. 9 little mummies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. At the old haunted house in the dusty old den lived a fat ma spider and her wee spiders 10. Spin, called the ma. Weave ho, said the 10, and they spun sticky webs in the dusty old den. 10 little spiders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. At the old haunted house, the front door creaked. Trick or treat, yelled the children. The ghosts shrieked, eek. 3 trick-or-treaters. 1, 2, 3. 3 ghosts. 1, 2, 3. Altogether, 4, 5, 6. If we add the ghosts and the children, we get 3 plus 3 is 6. Come in, called Ma Mummy. The monsters made stew. The mummies made cake. The witches zapped brew. How many dinner guests do you see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The creatures all grinned as they struck up the band, and the spiders all swung on sticky web strands. How many bats and spiders total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. The ghosties floated as the music played. Black cats scratched and werewolves bayed. How many ghosts and cats do you see? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 cats. Plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 4 cats. Plus 9 ghosts equals 13. The vampire band played music all night, and they all had fun at the Halloween fright. The end. Thanks for watching.
The Little Ghost Who Lost Her Boo. Written by Elaine Bickle, illustrated by Raymond McGrath. Little Ghost went out in the middle of the night and flew up to someone to give them a fright. She got in position, arms up, all prepared. Wait for it, lady. You're going to be scared. She opened her mouth, but her boo wasn't there. All that came out was a rush of cold air. I've lost my boo! I've lost my boo! Where has it gone? What will I do? Mama Ghost said, My poor little one, it looks as though your fright nights are done. I'll find it, cried Little Ghost. Off she flew, looking and listening for her scary boo. Then she heard a noise in the dark, dark trees. Can that be my boo? Oh, let it be, please. Hoo, hoo. It wasn't a boo, but a hoo, hoo, hoo. and down flew Owl. Oh, Owl, it's you! I wonder, can you help me? I'm looking for my boo. I'm sorry, little ghost, but I can't help you. I've been out all night, had a tasty bite or two, and while I was hunting, I didn't hear a boo. Would you like to borrow my hoo? Thank you, Owl. It's perfect for you, but it's just not as scary as my ghostly boo. From far above came a noise in a tree. That's my boo! It belongs to me! Coo, coo! It was not a boo, but a gentle coo. Oh, hello, pigeon. I'm glad it's you. I wonder, can you help me? I'm looking for my boo. Coo, coo, coo. I'm sorry, little ghost, but I can't help you. I woke up extra early to enjoy the starry view. And while I was looking, I didn't hear a boo. Would you like to borrow my own gentle coo? Coo, coo. Thank you, pigeon. It's perfect for you, but it's just not as scary as my ghostly boo. As the first light of day began to show, the tiny ghost heard a rooster crow. Cock-a-doodle-doo! Oh, hello, rooster. It's nice to see you. I wonder, can you help me? I'm looking for my boo. I'm sorry, little ghost, but I can't help you. I've only just got up as the day is really new, and I'm about to wake up the world with a cock-a-doodle-doo. Why don't you join me and you can try too? Cock-a-doodle-doo! Thank you, rooster. It's perfect for you, but it's just not as scary as my ghostly boo. Little Ghost was sad as up and off she flew, heading for her home without her precious boo. She asked all her friends and she looked everywhere. She knew without a boo there was no one she could scare. Then Little Ghost heard what sounded like a boo. She flew a little closer, then knew it was a moo. Oh, hello, cow. Of course it's you. I wonder, can you help me? I'm looking for my boo. I'm sorry, little ghost, but I can't help you. After being milk, I found some grass to chew. But not once this morning have I ever heard a boo. Though I have something similar, why don't you try my moo? Moo. It's close, said Little Ghost, but it just won't do. Even though it's similar and perfect for you, it's just not as scary as my own ghostly boo. So Little Ghost went home, as sad as can be. Then she looked up, and what did she see? She saw the reader. Yes, she saw you. Can you help Little Ghost find her boo? Come on now, it's up to you. Let me hear you shout, boo! Yes, that's it. That will do. That is such a scary boo. You did it. You found it. High five, a big thank you. And with that wonderful scary boo, away that happy little ghost flew. The end. Happy Halloween!
Turkey Trick or Treat by Wendy Silvano, illustrated by Lee Harper. The moon was full. The air was crisp. It was a perfect Halloween night. Turkey and the other animals watched the trick-or-treaters come and go at Farmer Jake's house. Ding dong!
Trick or treat!
Oh, you look so cute! I mean, spooky, said Farmer Jake's wife, Edna. Here are some special Halloween treats for you. Plip, plip, plop. Edna gave out treats. The animals all stared. Oh, how they loved treats. It's utterly unfair, complained Cow. Why can't we trick or treat too?
We don't have any costumes,
Pig grunted. Turkey is great at making costumes, crowed Rooster. Maybe he can get candy for us. The animals all looked at Turkey. Suddenly, Turkey had an idea. I'll be a gobble gobble ghost. His costume wasn't bad. In fact, Turkey looked just like a ghost. Almost. He floated all the way to Farmer Ben's house. Ding dong! Turkey shivered and shook. Trick or treat! Farmer Ben's son looked at Turkey. I can see through this trick. Halloween treats aren't for turkeys. I'm booting you out. Oh, gobble, gobble, grumbled Turkey. Turkey needed a new costume. What now? He asked the other animals. Plip, plip, plop. How about a ballerina? Bleated Sheep. His costume wasn't bad. In fact, Turkey looked just like a ballerina. Almost. Turkey danced all the way to Farmer Jones' house. Ding dong! Turkey did a perfect pirouette. Trick or treat!
Well, this trick is too much,
said Farmer Jones' daughter.
Turkeys don't get treats. Go leap with the sheep.
Oh, gobble, gobble, groaned Turkey. I need a better idea. Plip, plip, plop. Shiver moo timbers. How about a pirate? Said Cow. His costume wasn't bad. In fact, Turkey looked just like a pirate. Almost. He sailed all the way to Farmer Fred's house. Ding dong! Turkey swashbuckled his sword. Trick or treat! Yo ho, hold on, said Farmer Fred. No treats for turkeys. You can't hook me. Oh, gobble, gobble, moaned Turkey. Who has a better idea? Plip, plip, plop. I've got it. The neighbors would love a superhero, said Horse. His costume wasn't bad. In fact, Turkey looked just like a superhero. Almost. He zoomed all the way to Farmer Ann's house. Ding dong! Turkey stood tall, puffed up his chest, and flapped his cape in the breeze. Trick or treat!
I don't need x-ray vision to see this trick,
Farmer Ann said.
Halloween treats are not for turkeys. Fly away.
Oh, gobble, gobble, howled Turkey. I'll never get any candy. Time was running out. The animals rushed to think of more costumes, but nothing seemed right. Until... Ding dong! Mabel Mayberry squinted at Turkey through her thick glasses. Before he could say a word, she exclaimed, Well, fluff my feathers! I've never seen such a marvelous costume. You look so real. You can have all the rest of my treats. Plip, plip, plop, kerplunk. Treats are for turkeys. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Happy Halloween, called Turkey. And treats are for pigs and sheep and cows and horses and roosters too, he said. It was the best Halloween ever. The end. Thanks for watching, and happy Halloween.
The Little Old Lady Who Was Not Afraid of Anything by Linda Williams, illustrated by Megan Lloyd. Once upon a time, there was a little old lady who was not afraid of anything. One windy afternoon, the little old lady left her cottage and went for a walk in the forest to collect herbs and spices, nuts and seeds. She walked so long and so far that it started to get dark. There was only a sliver of moon shining through the night. The little old lady started to walk home. Suddenly, she stopped. Right in the middle of the path were two big shoes. And the shoes went clomp, clomp. Get out of my way, you two big shoes. I'm not afraid of you, said the little old lady. On she walked down the path, but behind her she could hear two shoes go clomp, clomp. A little farther on, the little old lady stumbled into a pair of pants, and the pants went wiggle, wiggle. Get out of my way, you pair of pants. I'm not afraid of you, said the little old lady, and she walked on. But behind her she could hear two shoes go clomp, clomp, and one pair of pants go wiggle, wiggle. Farther still, the little old lady bumped into a shirt, and the shirt went shake, shake. "Get out of my way, you silly shirt. I'm not afraid of you," said the little old lady, and on she walked. A little bit faster, but behind her she could hear. Two shoes go clomp, clomp, one pair of pants go wiggle, wiggle, and one shirt go shake, shake. A little ways on, the little old lady came upon two white gloves and a tall black hat. And the gloves went clap, clap, and the hat went nod, nod. "Get out of my way, you two white gloves and you tall black hat. I'm not afraid of you," she said, and on she walked, just a little bit faster. But behind her she could hear. Two shoes go clomp, clomp, one pair of pants go wiggle, wiggle, one shirt go shake, shake, two gloves go clap, clap, and one hat go nod, nod. By now, the little old lady was walking at quite a fast pace. She was very near her cottage when she was startled by a very huge, very orange, very scary pumpkin head, and the head went...
Boo, boo!
This time, the little old lady did not stop to talk. She did not stop at all. She ran, but behind her she could hear two shoes go clomp, clomp, one pair of pants go wiggle, wiggle, one shirt go shake, shake, two gloves go clap, clap, one hat go nod, nod, and one scary pumpkin head go boo, boo. The little old lady did not look back. She ran as fast as she could and didn't stop to catch her breath until she was safe inside her cottage with the door locked. She sat in her chair by the fire and she rocked and she rocked. It was so quiet in her cottage before the knock, knock on the door. Should she answer? Well, she was not afraid of anything. So she went to the door and opened it. What do you think she saw? Two shoes go clomp, clomp, one pair of pants go wiggle, wiggle, one shirt go shake, shake, two gloves go clap, clap, one hat go nod, nod, and one scary pumpkin head go boo, boo. "I'm not afraid of you," said the little old lady bravely. "What do you want anyway?" "We've come to scare you." "You can't scare me," said the little old lady. "Then what's to become of us?" The pumpkin head suddenly looked unhappy. "I have an idea," said the little old lady. She whispered into the pumpkin's ear. The pumpkin head nodded, and its face seemed to brighten. The little old lady said good night, closed the door, and whistled on her way to bed. The next morning she woke up early. She went to her window and looked out into the garden, and what do you think she saw? Two shoes go clomp, clomp, one pair of pants go wiggle, wiggle, one shirt go shake, shake, two gloves go clap, clap, one hat go nod, nod, and one scary pumpkin head go boo, boo. And scare all the crows away.
5 More Sleeps Till Halloween by Jimmy Fallon. It's 5 more sleeps till Halloween, that spooky time of year, where all the ghosts are wide awake as nighttime's drawing near. 5 more sleeps till Halloween, in bed with my dog Gary. I'm gonna pull the covers up, 'cause this is getting scary. We hear the sounds of swirling leaves. The wind begins to howl. What if bats fly in my room? I think I'll close my window now. Boo! Just 4 more sleeps till Halloween. What am I gonna be? A Frankenstein, a mummy corpse, or even a zombie? A skeleton with glowing eyes, or something else instead? I can dress up like a superhero, but have a pumpkin head. 4 more sleeps, that's not much time, and my sister pulled a switch. She couldn't decide between 2 costumes, so she's now a princess witch.
Boo!
3 more screams till Halloween. Wait, did I say screams? I want to have sweet nightmares. No, I meant to say sweet dreams. I'm trapped inside a corn maze and I have to figure my way out. I want to bob for apples. Trick or treat, I want to shout.
Boo!
It's 2 more sleeps till Halloween, the day that I love most. I've settled on a costume. I'm going as a ghost. Only 2 more days I'll have to wait for the biggest night of frights. I know that day will be the best if I can sleep tonight.
Boo!
Just 1 sleep left till Halloween. I feel like I could burst. Halloween is almost here, October 31st. My costume's almost ready. I'm getting in the mood. There's something waiting on my porch. I think I've just been booed.
Boo!
Today it's finally Halloween. Let's go to the parade. There's robots, chickens, astronauts, and kids from different grades. A hayride to a haunted house where all the kids are pleading,
Candy, candy, candy. Let's begin the trick or treating.
"It's Halloween! It's Halloween! I've waited all year long to walk up to a stranger's house and knock or press ding dong." It's getting dark. We're heading home. I can't believe it's done. Yes, Halloween was scary, but Halloween was fun. Under piles of candy, I think my bed is somewhere here. I better get some sleep so Halloween can come next year. The end. Thanks for watching and happy Halloween. The Hollow Wiener by Dave Pilkey. There once was a dog named Oscar who was half a dog tall and 1.5 dogs long. Because of his unusual shape and size, all the other dogs made fun of him. Wiener Dog, they called him, and Oscar did not like it one bit. Oscar's mother was no help either. Every morning when the dogs walked off to obedience school, Oscar's mother stood in the front yard, waving and calling out, "Farewell, my little Vienna sausage!" And the other dogs laughed and laughed. Most of the time, Oscar was upset by all this, but not today. Today was Halloween, and Oscar was thinking about other things. All day long at obedience school, Oscar daydreamed about Halloween night, trick or treats, and scary costumes. When Oscar got home, he dashed upstairs to start working on his scary Halloween costume. But when he got to his room, a surprise was waiting for him. "Happy Halloween, my little sausage link," said Oscar's mother. "I've made you a costume to wear for trick or treats." When Oscar saw the costume, he nearly fainted. It was a giant hot dog bun, complete with mustard. And guess who was supposed to fit in the middle? Oscar did not want to hurt his mother's feelings, so he decided to wear the silly costume. That night, all the dogs on the block gathered to show off their costumes. Everyone was looking quite scary. Then Oscar showed up, looking quite frank. When the dogs saw Oscar in his silly costume, they howled with laughter. "Look at Oscar," they cried. "He really is a wiener dog." Poor Oscar was so embarrassed. Wiener dog, laughed the other dogs as they ran off to go trick-or-treating. Oscar tried to keep up with the dogs, but his silly costume kept slowing him down. All night long, the other dogs hounded every treat they could get their paws on. So by the time Oscar got to each house, there were no treats left. Soon, trick-or-treating was over, and the dogs walked home past a spooky graveyard. Suddenly, a horrible hissing sound filled the air. Hiss! The dogs stopped dead in their tracks. Then, out of the graveyard rose a ghastly monster. The dogs screamed for their lives. They dropped their treats and jumped into a nearby pond. The monster moved closer. "Please don't eat us!" cried the dogs. The monster howled and hissed. "Boo-hoo-hoo!" sobbed the dogs. The monster jumped up and down. "Somebody save us!" shrieked the dogs. Just then, somebody showed up. It was Oscar. Because Oscar was so short, he had saw something that the other dogs had not seen. "That's no monster!" cried Oscar, and with a loud bark, Oscar waddled to the rescue. Oscar chomped and tugged with all his might. Rip! And there, standing in the moonlight, were a couple of ornery cats.
"Help!"
cried the cats.
"We're being attacked by a giant Frankfurter!"
And they ran off screaming through the graveyard. The dogs in the pond had seen the whole thing, and now it was their turn to be embarrassed. "We've been chased into a pond by a couple of cats," they moaned. But Oscar was a true friend. He leaped into the water and swam out to the dogs. Oscar's silly costume made a wonderful life raft, and the dogs climbed up. "All aboard," Oscar called, and he dog-paddled back to shore. When they got back to dry land, all the dogs shared their Halloween treats with Oscar. Because Oscar had been so brave, the dogs changed his nickname from Wiener Dog to Hero Sandwich. And from that night on, nobody ever made fun of Oscar again. Happy Halloween! The end. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.